Okay, welcome to turn 3 of this playthrough of Orb and Crown between El Condoro and Nicholas Wolf. I anticipate another fairly quick replay. Let's see how we go. The plan this turn is to take Watersbend, the city, and push the defenders back into Watersbend Castle. I don't think I'll be able to take the whole city this turn and continue the attack with the Ancients. Okay, nothing to see here again, so now we'll just quickly go through those. And what I do want to do this turn is to have a look at the mobilization rates and see how things are going with our potential allies. So the tunnel must be going to be completed fairly soon, next couple of turns. So our attackers here are ready to go. I've got 125 gold pieces, which needs to be shared between Gwartenheim and Draka. So I don't anticipate these guys will be able to do much, but I hope that they'll be able to at least be a nuisance for Guildford to make them think twice about pushing too hard towards the north where Draka is. Okay, so it's not raining this turn, which is going to be a little bit handy, and I'll just make sure that our leader is leading the right groups. Doesn't have much choice. There's nothing much that he can actually choose from except the ones that are around him. Okay, moving up, I'm going to suffer some consequences here because I'm going to attack these guys with my infantry to knock down their entrenchment just a bit. Hit with well, I might hit with Draka first, because you can see 2-5. He's going to suffer a little bit of damage, assuming that they've got ballistas and so forth that might be able to do a little bit of damage. We're talking about Draka here and not Smaug, but he attacks and does quite a bit of damage and evades the damage himself, so that's really handy. Now I'll send in the elites, and I could use these guys to save the elites a little bit of damage. Alright, so we've taken Watersbend itself and are in a reasonably good position to go for a attack next turn to actually finish off the defenders of the city, take the castle, and that's when a whole heap of things will take place with different alliances and so forth. Alright, move Draka just a little bit. We can leave everything else in position as it is. The engineers continue to work on the fortifications, and I'll just continue to pummel Xander's Keep. It won't fall in a hurry, but I can still have a decent go at it, just to bring the defenses down a little bit. And once I finish with Watersbend here, I can send Draka over and he will finish them off quite nicely. But at the moment, of course, they're keeping a pretty good defense going, so I'll just move things into position, ready for future turns. Okay, that's it for Gwartenheim. They've got 65 gold pieces. I'll have a look at the diplomacy situation right at the end. The Vikings, I'll continue to move this unit across, move these guys down a bit. There is once they mobilize, which is not too far away, they are sitting on 70% at the moment. Once they have actually mobilized, there will be a small national morale penalty if there is not a garrison or some sort of unit in Trondheim. So I'm just going to move this garrison here across. Cost me 30 gold pieces, but over the course of the turns in which I can lose gold pieces, it's probably going to pay off. That means I can move my other units down into position, ready to attack Courland here when the time is right. So 95 gold pieces means I haven't got anything to spend for them. Let's go across to Andania. Now I can start to build up the fleets. The fleets are on 5 points at the moment, 5 strength. I could build them up a bit to have them ready for interdicting convoy routes or trade routes or intercepting enemy fleets. But I do want to actually get some technology research underway, so I'll actually save that up, and I won't do anything with Andania. With Potentia I can start to move them down closer to the hotbed of sedition that is this area down here, Exteriores. I don't know how to say that. Reggio, the outer region basically. They've got 226 gold pieces. I could put in some research at this point, and that's what I will do. So they can afford a number of different types of research. With these guys, they do tend to create quite a bit of income over time, so I'll increase that eventually once industry has been researched, and they'll get an extra 10% income, I suppose you might call it, per turn, once well, per level. Alright, so we'll leave Potentia, go down to the Golden Khanate and continue the attack down there. Alright, it's fairly standard so far. Now I assume that he's got a garrison there, but I'll risk it. I'll go straight in to take the city and probably a surprise ambush. Yep, enemy contact. I still get an attack, but I'm going to leave it because I want to have some backup attacks rather than sort of waste time and strength points, and move the leader down. Alright, that's about it. Now we're going to have a look at the diplomacy situation. So Angford 26%, it's barely moved. Good. Malkan is 67%, it's moving up. Tribal League is also moving. Now our potential allies, Mittelheim 70, Andania 68, Potentia 49. That will increase. And we have these guys here that we put our chits of diplomacy into last turn haven't moved at all, which is quite often the case. Even with, say for example, Imhotep getting 11% per chit invested, so 33% chance, a 1 in 3 chance, that doesn't mean that it's going to move every 3 turns. That's probability. So let's see how that goes, and we'll just leave it as it is. Okay, ending the turn, and we have a decision for the Golden Khanate to actually assassinate a leader in the ancient lands, which will lower their morale and their willingness to fight, or we can build a sky fleet. And with that we would get, looking at the notes, we would see that for espionage they lose 1,000 points, the ancients would lose 1,000 points for 5 turns, and it costs 300 gold pieces in total. Build a sky fleet, we get a sky fighter and big wings, which is like your tactical bombers if you like, in a month's time, and it will cost about 400 gold pieces. So it's really up to you. I like the idea of having a sky fleet, so I'm going to say no to that, and in about a month's time the sky fleet will appear. The sappers have finished their fortifications. We've got a bit of a breakthrough with ranged weapons here from 21 to 38, so 17% is pretty good. And charge, that's a good one. Like I was saying with the last turn, with a cavalry based force, charge is absolutely vital, so that's gone up by 18% as well. Okay, so these are our income amounts here. And that's it for the turn. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.